Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, and Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for coming back to see me. This is Jennifer RABAGO-ROMAN telling you a little bit about Remembering My Real Life. Remembering My Real Life is a poetry book about my spiritual journey and my poets ranging from all different places, like a person's heart, from my person's touch, to watching a snowdrop, to a person's arms, to being with friends, to being outside, to a special night, to being in the night, to being near water, to being in the moonlight, to being all different kinds of places. But the only thing is, it takes you all different kind of places. But the thing is, you have to buy the book, because I can't tell you every place that all the poems are. So if you'd like to join me, I'd first like to tell you something else. But you have to buy the book at Amazon, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, so my last session, I was talking about depression, for those of you who were there with me. And a gentleman, I believe his name was Bill, he asked me a question. Who gets depression? Who gets depression? Women or men? Well, Bill, I have that question answered for you. Women actually are more susceptible to getting depression. So I have that answer for you. Yes. And I wanted to answer for myself, because somebody had asked me if I have depression. And I said, yes, I do have depression. And I'm very honest and open about it. I'm not going to deny it. So I'm going to tell you what I did. Well, when I was younger, my mom was very honest and open, and she sat us all down as a family unit, and she said, look, this is what we're going to do. So we went together as a family unit to family therapy, and we did it, and it helped. So I would suggest that anybody that has depression in a family to go to family therapy because it helps and it works. Then I went to individual counseling myself, and it did help. But then as I got older, I continued to do individual therapy myself. So I didn't need it anymore. I grew out of it, and because my schedule got way too busy. So, and then of course I had my friends, and then I moved away. So, but then when I got moved away, now I have a certain routine that I do. Now I see a psychiatrist. I go to individual counseling, meaning individual therapy with the therapist, and I'm on an antidepressant to make sure that my depression does not get out of control, because my depression, unfortunately, is that bad. So it just depends on how bad the depression is for the individual. I was so sad to hear that somebody's friend in my session had passed away because they had actually committed suicide. So I'm so sorry again about your friend. I hope that nobody again ever has to experience that. So please, if anybody is experiencing depression out there, please get the help that you need. You really, really need to call the hotline. Okay? Yes. And what I had said also was that I do is color. This is the coloring that I do. It's called Everything Beautiful, a coloring book for inspiration and reflection. Let me show you one, okay? I'll show you a few. I'm very happy to. He has made everything beautiful in his time. You see, look at how beautiful I make them. The pictures are very intricate, and you can use any colors that you want. And they make me very calm and very at peace. And they make me be less depressed. You can buy these. I bought this on Amazon. This one is very intricate. Wow, it took me a lot of time. Let me show you a different one. This one was a lot easier. Very pretty. This was pretty simple. A little bit intricate, but beautiful saying. Love it all is to be vulnerable, by C.S. Lewis. Very beautiful saying, but very intricate. So you have to use colored pencils for this. My best friend, Wendy, she sent me the colored pencils for Christmas. She sent me a whole bunch. It was unbelievable. So you will come to us like the winter rains. Really, really pretty. Very, very huge. Some of the pictures are really, really big. Like this is very intricate as well. So, yeah. So whatever you need to do to stay calm and focused, that's what can help. So that's what helps us get into our next subject. And I hope that you are enjoying all of my presentations for you. If I am your favorite author, I would love and appreciate if you pick my booth as your favorite. Just hit that beautiful little heart in the corner and pick me as your favorite author. I would really appreciate it and love it if you could. And thank you so much. And plus, it would be great if you could buy my book too, because you know why? Everybody and all of your friends and family, they would love it too as a Christmas present. Or maybe somebody has a birthday coming up too, and you can buy it on Amazon as well. So you can knock out two birds with one stone. You can get this for yourself, and you can get this for somebody else. Two for the price of one. Works out good, right? Yeah. So let's get into this afternoon's topic, shall we? Yeah, let's get into it. Okay. Okay, can anybody guess what topic it's going to be? Probably not. But it's a good one, and it's a positive one. I'm not going to do two negative emotions in one day. I'm not that kind of a person, because I'm a positive person. I like to do a good one. I'll start it with depression, so I'm going to do something positive now. So now I'm going to do hope, because Mira says she's ready. Well, thank you, Mira. I appreciate that. Because you know what? I'm ready too. I can't wait to do hope, because you know what? Hope is a very big topic. Without hope, you can't get anywhere. You know why? Excuse me. Because without hope, you can't get anywhere. You have nothing to look forward to, right? Yeah. So hope is the belief that circumstances in the future will be better. And that's what I believe. I believe that everybody has that chance to have a better future. Totally, 100%. For you, and you. It's not a wish that things will get better, but an actual belief. Even when there may be no evidence that anything will change. Poems of hope can foster determination and the ability to bounce back and to remain determined. Despite failures and setbacks, even when we make daily efforts to change and improve what we can control. To have hope is to want an outcome that what makes your life better in some way. It not only can help make a tough present situation more bearable, but also can even eventually improve our lives. Because envisioning a better, bigger, and brighter future motivates you to take the steps to make it and happen. Isn't that what you want for yourself? I want that for you. Whether we think about it or not, hope is a part of everyone's life. Hope, everyone hopes for something. I hope for some things, that's for sure. It's an inherent part of being a human being. Hope helps us define what we want in our futures and is a part of the self-narrative about our lives. We all have the running inside of our minds. Okay? So, hope is not the same as optimism. Totally not the same. Okay. An optimistic generally is more hopeful than others. On the other hand, the more pessimistic a person you ever met can still be hopeful about something. Hope is very specific and focused, usually on just one issue, such as, I hope I get that job interview for, or I hope she calls me, or for a little kid during the holidays, I hope I get that bike I wanted. Okay, that's the difference. This is why hope is so vital. Most people associate hope with a dire situation. People hope to get out of difficult situations. Wow, haven't we all been there? Yes, we have. That is often when people, sorry, people hope to get out of difficult circumstances. That is often when people do find themselves hoping fervently. But hope can also provide the key to making everyday life better. That's because just envisioning something hopeful, the child seeing herself riding her new bike, for example, gives a person a moment of happiness, according to psychology today. It can make a present difficulties much easier to bear. An example that is reported by an American Psychology Association, children who grew up in poverty had the success later in life, all had one common thing: hope. Did you have hope when you were a kid? I did. Dr. Valerie Maholmis, who worked on the research, said hope involves, quote, planning and motivation and determination to get what one hopes for, end quote. Isn't that beautiful? I sure agree. Does anybody have a question at this time? No? Not yet? Okay. Just want to make sure. I don't want to leave anybody out. All right. So there's a deeper meaning to this. So in any way, having hope links your past and your present to the future. You have a vision for what you hope will happen. Whether it does not, just envisioning it can make you feel better. And if it's something you can somewhat control, like the kids working to get out of poverty, then hope can motivate you take whatever steps you need to take that gets you out. Dr. Neil Burton, a book author who writes about emotion, writes that he always asks patients for what they hope for. Because if they say, quote, nothing, end quote, then that is a sign of depression or worse. That's not a good thing. Having hope is important to the very act of being a human being. As Dr. Judith Rich writes, quote, hope is a match in a dark tunnel, a moment of light. just enough to reveal the path ahead and ultimately the way out. End quote. That is so beautiful. I love it. Because you know what? I have hope. I have some hope for a beautiful, brighter, and much better future for myself. Do you guys have some hope for some goals? I sure hope so. I could actually see some hope in you guys, that you have some goals that you want to attain, right? I would sure hope so. Anybody have any questions yet? No? Okay. But hope is also a dynamic process that is involving the active pursuit of goals, a determination of how to reach these goals, and the willpower to see them to fruition. Hope makes us creative. It challenges us to discover strategies for survival through the use of commitment, connection, and action. In the end, hope engenders faith. It forces us to think and act with a higher power in mind. Whoa, in mind. Psychologists have long studied the formation and growth of hope in infants and in children. These studies suggest that an important antecedent of hope is goal selection, and that this behavior begins to develop immediately after birth. Specifically, as infants master the act of receiving food, protection, and comfort from a caregiver. They are learning how to select necessary and life-sustaining goals. They are also learning that specific actions produce desired outcomes. Wow, this sounds like me when I was in college. Totally. Does that sound like any of you? Please let me know. If when I'm at the end of a sentence, let me know if this resonates with any of you in any way. I want to know for sure. And once those basic needs are met, infants will begin to seek further stimulation, exhibiting curiosity about the world around them. Pointing to a toy produces a desired outcome. For example, and crying facilitates succor and support. Wow, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It sure does. Wow. I never knew that until I did this research. It makes such perfect sense. Wow. As we grow, we begin to use reasoning skills and strategies to determine ways of getting what we need and want, such as we ask politely versus screaming and demanding. Oh my gosh, if people did that, I don't think you would get what you wanted or what you needed. If you did that, I think you would get horrible results. Totally. These skills become the next antecedents of hope. Through frustration and trial and error, we learn to overcome obstacles that keep us from attaining our goals. And with persistence and effort, most of us begin to perceive ourselves as capable and affecting change in the world. Sorry. But children who live in fear, or those of us who have been overexposed to stress or grief, have learned to shut down or to abandon efforts that have aimed at achieving a desired outcome. Trauma and loss, like many of us, young and old alike, question our self-confidence and our self-efficacy. And we begin to believe that some goals are simply unattainable. Strategies we once thought of as helpful and promising become elusive, and hope diminishes. Thus, we search for willpower. In their research, like infant and child development, authors McDermott and Snyder assert that willpower is the third antecedent of hope. They define willpower as the supply of mental energy and commitment as we draw upon in the pursuit of our goals. Willpower requires focus, proper nutrition, exercise, and self-care. It demands patience and practice. It asks us to identify our negative and self-defeating thoughts. And it challenges us to replace them with positive statements and beliefs. As we reach for hope, we discover that we are being forced to identify our goals, to determine, oh, Mira has a question. Is hope the same as desire? No, it is not, Mira. Hope is not the same as desire. Does anybody else have another question at this time? Ouch. No? Okay. Okay. So I forgot where I was. Where was I? Right. As we reach for hope, thus we discover that we are being forced to identify our goals, and to determine strategies and plans that will help us to achieve our goals, and to nurture our willpower and our energy to see them into fruition. So it's best that everybody has that hope to hold on to, so that without hope, you have nothing inside to look forward to into the future. You want to make sure that you have hope inside of you. If you don't, then what else do you have? You don't have anything. And you want to make sure you have hope. right? Come on. Does anybody else have a question? No? Okay. So when certain circumstances happen, we're not really ready to, I don't know how to put it. We don't know sometimes how to deal with them. And when people come to us and we don't know how to deal with it, we look inside of ourselves and we say, okay, self, how can I try to deal with this? And you say, hope, help me. And so that hope, it helps you, give you that guidance to help and to guide. So it helps you. Oh, Fairgoard 1524 has a question. Where has hope been in my life? Let's see. Hope has been in my life. Hope has been in my life in forms of friends, and it's been there for me through my poetry. It's been there for me through my poetry and in my friends. It's been there for me. It's helped guide me also through love. That's where my hope has been there for me. And it's also been there for me by helping me attain my goals. I never knew that I could attain some of the goals that I've done. Without my hope, I never knew that I would have been able to attain my goals that I did. You know, I never thought I would have been able to get my master's degree in social work. You know, I was like, wow, I actually thought I could do it. You know, first it was one, I got my associates and nobody was standing by my side. It was me, all my hope. You know, I did it. I had that hope inside of myself. I did it by myself, me and my hope. I had nobody rooting me. I was all alone, me and my hope. You know, even with heartache and dealing with depression, I had my hope inside. And then I conquered it. You know, I said, wow, there's my hope. And then I did and then I had the hope to do my bachelor's. And then, wow, yes, I have that hope inside. And then that hope got me to go to my next level. And then I got to do my master's, you know, and then after that, I was like, oh, I can't, because, you know, unfortunately, I had developed my seizures. So I just couldn't do anymore. It was too much for me. So that was it. So, and then my only other hope was, I always had told myself that I wanted to, you know, make my poetry into a poetry book. And here it is. I thought I always thought I could do it. And I had to find somebody who would have that same hope and that could have that inspiration for me, that could see something positive inside of me. And they did. They had that hope and they saw something wonderful inside of me. So they did. They took a chance on me and they said, wow, we see something so beautiful and so great inside of you, Jennifer. We would love to take that chance with you. We think your book is fantastic. We want to share your book with so many people because it's so beautiful. And it is, you know, look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yes. And you know, this is just a hint. I had to fix that. It hurt too much. This is just a hint and an angel, because there's a poem in there about angels. That's why. But yes, my hope is in me. Do you have some hope that you're looking to find for yourself? Do you have a goal that you are looking to achieve? Oh, Mira says, what is the opposite of hope? Well, the opposite of hope would be depression. And we don't want that. And well, I have that, but I still have hope. And a lot of more people suffer from depression, because I said the statistics on that, but not a lot of people have hope. Most people don't have hope, unfortunately, because they don't tend to see themselves with a better future for themselves. They like the situations that they're in. They don't tend to, how do I say it? They like the way that they like to stay in their environment the way that it is. They like their what's the word I'm looking for? They like the way that their life is going, and they like the way, because it's a pattern that they're going, so they don't want to make any changes. So they don't really have any hope. They don't want to make any changes. That's the reason why. So some people don't have any hope. They don't aspire. They don't aspire for anything better, you know, so they don't have any hope for anything. They just live their lives. They don't dream for anything bigger and better. I dream for things bigger and better. Do you dream for anything bigger and better? Do you want, you know, your future to be better? I dream for a better future for you, because you deserve it. We all do. Right now, of course, you know, we're going through the virus. It sucks, you know, and now there's another variant. Am I worrying about it? I'm trying not to, you know. I try to stay in my home as much as possible. You know, I miss my parents dearly because they're far, but I get to talk to them like this, you know, through WhatsApp. I get to see them. So that's the best thing I can do. And I try to see them, you know, 2 or 3 times a year, and I can go down and see them on the train. So that's what I can do. And what else? I try to do the best that I can for myself. But I wish myself also better things for my future, you know, for the book. I wish big, better things for the book. You know, I want to be able to do a book tour. Hopefully, I want to get an agent, you know, but I need that agent, you know, to sign me up so that I want to see this to go. A lot of people have to buy my book, you know, that's what I want. People have to buy my beautiful book. I want to get a lot of beautiful things, you know, not buying, you know, but I want that hope. I see it. I see it. You know, when you see things happening, that's the hope. That's the difference. Do you see what I mean now? When you envision it, that's what the hope is. When you see it happening, then it's going to happen. That's the difference. That's when it happens. So when you see it happening, that's when that change occurs. You have to envision that change happening. Then it's more susceptible to happening. Most people in society don't have that hope. Why? Because I guess they just don't, they're happy with the way that their life is. Many times, some people like being a victim, unfortunately. Why? I don't know. It's very odd. Some people, like I see on the side of the road, they're homeless, and I try to ask them, why are you out here? I've tried to help you. I empower you. I give you food. I give you clothes. I've taken you many times to the place. Why are you still out here? I'm sorry, what? What? What are you telling me? They're lying to me. You know why? Because they have no hope. They don't see themselves having a better future. They want to stay in the street. They're not seeing a better change for themselves. That's the difference. That's the difference between a person like me and a person like them. You know, some people just don't have the hope, and it's very sad. I try to instill that hope in those that are less fortunate, you know, because I was a social worker, but I still try to be, you know, a little bit, you know, and try to still be, you know, like that mental health counselor a little, and to try to help people and be there and guide them. And I try to empower them to give them a bigger voice, you know, and try to help them with a little bit of food, a little bit of, you know, a few dollars if I have it. If I know them, because I've seen them a couple times, you know, I'll give them a ride to, you know, to the store to get some clothes, you know, but they don't want to change. They like their lifestyle. They have no hope. And it's very sad. It's very, very sad to see that. It's not good. Our world, our country needs hope. People in our country need hope. And that's what's sad. There's no hope anymore. I don't understand why. It's because people have failed to continue to dream. They don't have any more dreams. They've lost their dreams. If people had dreams and goals, they would have hope. But they don't have dreams and goals. all they are is stagnant. They're just, they're stagnant. They're just plopped to the couch, gorging down a Haagen-Dazs, a pint of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, gorged in a couch or a recliner, gaining weight and feeling down and depressed. That's what they're doing instead of having hope. I hope that's not you, but I want you to have hope. I want you to get out of the recliner, get up, see me, and have some hope. Set some attainable goals for yourself and just be there. Do good, do something positive for yourself. See what you can do for yourself. You know, see what you can do for yourself for the next year. I want you to make a list, you know, see what you can do for yourself. Make a list for yourself. You know, something you can do for a month, something for 3 months, and then something for 6 months, something for a year, something for 2 years, something for 3 years, something 5 years, you know, something, each thing that you can do for yourself, something that you can do personally. You know, if you want to do something fabulous with your hair, you know, like I do, I look different every time. I'll be completely different tomorrow. You won't recognize me, I guarantee you. You know, you'll be like, oh my gosh, is that Jennifer? Yes, it will be me. I guarantee you. So give me a second. Oh, my throat. So that's what I need. I need everybody to have some hope for themselves. If you don't, you know, it's just, life just isn't right. You have to have that hope. Don't you want to be happy? Without hope, there's no happiness. Is there anybody with a question? No? Okay. So again, as I was saying, we need to have hope. Without hope, you can't achieve any goals. The youngest kids even have goals. Even kids have hope. Why do you think kids have hope for Christmas? Because they hope that they get their favorite toy. They hope they get that bike, you know. They hope in hopes of whatever they want. You know, I remember that when I was a little girl. I remember once myself, my little sister and I, we had our onesie pajamas on. Ours were red. And I had my pinky tails that my mom would put on me. And we were upstairs. And for some reason, my parents were downstairs. We had a 2-story home. And we fell asleep upstairs for some reason. And when it was morning, I was hoping for something that year. And when I went with my bottom down the stairs, my toy that I wanted, it was there, and my eyes were like that, and I was like, my smile was like this, just as big as it is now. And I was so happy, and I was like, yay, thank you, Santa, thank you, Santa. Little did we know as little kids that, that Santa isn't real. I can't, I don't know if kids are watching this, so, but the thing that I wanted, I got, and I was so ecstatic, So you can't burst a child's hope, because without hope, where would you be? Because hope is, it's so beautiful. Hope in a child's mind is so beautiful. Even for an adult, it's beautiful. In my mind, for me, it's beautiful. I can't explain why, but it just is. Because, oh, Mira says, do you carry hope, and how much does it weigh? I don't know how much it weighs, but yes, you can carry hope, Mira, because hope is a feeling that makes you feel very happy. Do you feel happy, Mira? Put it that way. Yes, she says. So you have hope. I'm happy for you. You feel exactly like I do. I probably have a lot more, but because I'm so ear to ear with my laugh, see? Yes. I can't stop smiling. My cheeks are killing me. My cheeks are literally killing me. Because I have so much hope. I'm so glad you are hopeful, Mira. I'm so glad. Does anybody have any more questions at this time? No? Okay. Well, then again, I'd like to thank everybody who came to see me today to talk about hope. I will be coming back again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And I would appreciate it if I am your favorite booth. Please click on that pretty little heart on the corner. And if you love my book, I would really, really love it and appreciate it if you buy my book and buy it for yourself and anybody you love, for your family members and your friends at this time of the season, because they make great presents for everyone. Okay, you can purchase it at Amazon.com. Thank you for coming, and have a great day. Goodbye now. I will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Goodbye.